Welcome to the RecoverMe podcast with Willey, doctor of osteopathic medicine, a best-selling author, and leading expert on holistic, healthy living. Warren is your guide to living a naturally healthier, happier life. So much of Western medicine, popular diets, and fitness fads put a bandage over health problems, addressing symptoms and not causes, offering short-term results at the expense of long-term health. That's why Warren is a man on a mission to question the status quo and uncover holistic health solutions you can use in your life, starting right now. Now to get us started today, here's Warren.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the RecoverMe podcast. RecoverMe medicine meets you where you are. We can't change your stressors, but we can help your body and mind deal with them better. And today's topic hits that right square smack in the nose, because without what I'm going to talk about at this topic, it is impossible to obtain optimal health and quality of living and joy of life. It's just so hard. RecoverMe, we do a lot more than just talk about supplements and diet and exercise and food and your bowel habits and toxins in the environment and your HPA axis and your stress levels and the fact that that jerk cut you off this morning on the way to work. Those are all things that obviously stressors and influence our lives, but there's something that is so powerful in your quest for optimal health. I cannot state it enough, and that is how you think. What are your thoughts? What thoughts go through your mind when that person cut you off? Did you immediately have a reflex finger fly up in the air and curse words fly out of your mouth that you were thankful the children were in the back seat? Or did you go, that poor guy must have been in a hurry. I hope everything's okay. Your thoughts are so powerful in your health. I'm going to quote this again at the end of this podcast, but I want to remind you what Gandhi said once. He said, your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. So if your goal is to be healthy and have a great quality of life, it all starts right here, right between your ears. One way to help awesomeize your thoughts, I use awesomeize a lot. I absolutely decided that is now in my vocabulary. One way to awesomeize your thoughts is right here in one of my older books, What Does Your Doctor Look Like Naked? Now, I started writing this book in the 90s, but after my little baby girl was born, I added a chapter. And honestly, it is my favorite chapter. Out of all the books, all the articles, the thousands of pages, the hundreds of thousands of words that I have written, this is still my absolute favorite. And honestly, I still get the most feedback about this particular chapter than I do all my books, all my writings, all speaking, talking, seeing patients, everything. I get more positive feedback about this particular chapter. So I'm going to read it to you. I'm sitting back in my comfy chair in my office. I got my back massager on. Hopefully you can't hear it. It's pretty quiet, but it's rubbing my lower back now so I can get comfortable to read you Chapter 11 in What Does Your Doctor Look Like Naked? Wonderment. Now, I have to warn you, no matter how many times I didn't rehearse, but if I was to rehearse reading this, it wouldn't help because I'm still probably going to break down a few times while I read it. See, I'm starting already. It's because my baby girl taught me wonderment. I was familiar with it, but really she taught it to me. And I want you to understand and learn how to obtain and maintain wonderment. Because remember, it all starts with your thoughts. So without further delay, let's dive right in. Chapter 11, What Does Your Doctor Look Like Naked? Wonderment. I start with a quote from G.K. Chesterton. I have learned more about life by observing children than I ever did by reflecting upon the writings of philosophers. I memorized the movie Shrek by DreamWorks. I'm not kidding. I know the entire movie, line for line, scene by scene. I find myself quoting lines from the movie that have relevance in my everyday life, and not just once in a while either, but all the time. I often chuckle when I respond to a question using one of the many aphorisms. No one else, except possibly my wife, knows why I'm laughing. I do. That movie kills me. In the rollover and laugh to the point of tears and joy sense, that is. Let me explain my passion for Monkey. Those of you who have experienced this movie know that Shrek is an org, a terrifying one at that, per his own words. So why did I just call him Monkey? That's part of my explanation. For the last year, since my daughter was about 16 months old, she has been fascinated to the point of perpetual awe with Shrek. Shrek, in her little mind, is a spitting image of a stuffed monkey her uncle gave her a few months prior to her interest in watching this movie. Therefore, when she wants to visit with Shrek, she asks my wife or me for Monkey. Now on to my fascination. Let me provide you with a nightly scenario that occurs at my house. After I come home from work or the gym, my wife, my daughter, and I eat dinner. Then we rest around the house, play outside on the slide or swing, discuss in detail all the many toys my daughter has. Once fatigue starts to set in on my daughter, long after it has been afflicted me, by the way, she gets a deliberate grin on her little face. Her eyes go to the top and left side of her head as if she's in deep thought. She tilts her head sideways, getting as close as possible to my face. And in the most irresistible whisper, she says, "Monkey? Watch Monkey?" Obviously armed with the knowledge that Dad is a big sucker, this development occurs every night. And in the same manner, Dad, being that big sucker, sits and watches Shrek with my baby girl nightly. That is how I memorize Shrek. But let me explain what happened on a slightly deeper level. My daughter has demonstrated, one of the most powerful tools in longevity and health, and that is the art and practice of wonderment. Every night without fail, I watch my daughter's eyes widen. Her face elongates as her lips purse each time the dragon makes its first appearance in the movie, as if it is happening for the first time, again and again and again. She fails to see the monotony. She has not succumbed to the acquired boredom that we all master as we age. The true fascination that we have the first time is not lost with her. She finds joy in the mundane, excitement in the repetitive. She has wonderment. This is applicable for every scene of the movie. Now I too look for the dragon's appearance with a sort of fearful joy. I too am thrilled to see the princess beat up the robbers in the woods. I too feel the pain when Monkey is crying. Wonderment, my dear listener, has set in. We have covered a large number of topics in this book. All have dealt with the involvement and attainment and or maintenance of optimal health. None, however, are as important as this chapter. I initially intended this chapter to be at the beginning of the book. Actually, in retrospect, it should be a book in and of itself, not due to the amount of content, but to the true importance of this topic. I will not pretend to be an expert in the area of optimal mental and emotional health and function. There are a number of self-help books available for delving further into the topic. I will, however, count myself as an authority in practice in my own life and in viewing and working with thousands of patients' lives. Hence, the reason for this chapter. Ultimate health is not possible without wonderment. An admission before I go farther. So far, this book has been written on 20 plus years of schooling, reading, studying, experience. This chapter came to light, and the power of wonderment was sealed in my life with the birth of my baby girl. Sorry. In her first 2 years of life, she taught me more than all the schooling, books, and degrees ever could. She has given me the reason for life itself. And for the first time, an understanding of unconditional love. G.K. Chesterton, a well-known early last century writer, he lived from 1874 to 1936, once declared he learned more about life by observing children than he ever did by reflecting on the writings of philosophers. He was right. The ability for us adults to view life through the eyes of a child can be one of the most powerful tools in the quest for ultimate health. One argument I come up against when this statement is acknowledged is that health and disease are not topics of children. I agree. However, as Ravi Zacharias, one of my favorite Christian apologists, states in his short writing entitled The Romance of Enhancement, exhilaration alone is not sufficient to find lasting fulfillment. Yet undeniably, wonder plays a role in satisfying our hunger for meaning. What I am arguing is that for a child, meaning is gained by her recognition of the awe-inspiring, reality that surrounds her life. Our quest for ultimate health and the steps it takes to understand the process of health, be it weight loss, lean muscle gain, defeating food cravings, fighting stress, or whatever strides need to take place, the ability to see the big picture and enjoy the mundane must be factored in. Failure and disappointment occur when boredom sets in. When the mundane overpowers you, the setup has occurred and the process of disease begins. Wonderment is the act of amazement, awe, and wonder. Synonyms for this verb include astonishment, amazement, bewilderment, fascination, surprise, stupefaction. In simplistic terms and in relevance to this book and the achievement of ultimate health, it is the need to find the everyday, the mundane, the ordinary, the repetitive, in a new light of mystery, enthrallment, and enrapture. At one time, and in a number of our memories, we are amazed at the simplest things: a sunrise or a sunset, the crashing of waves on a rocky shore, how good food can taste, the smell of our parents' clothes. These once were, and still should be, amazing things, enthralling and capturing. My daughter demonstrates wonderment every day. The ceiling cap on that ceiling fan connected above my bed does look like the moon. Walking up the stairs without falling is an amazing thing. The ability to sit and have dinner with mom and dad is an honor and thrilling to no end. Seeing a horse and all its majestic curves and shapes with a concealed power that can be felt in its presence is one of the coolest things I can think of. This is wonderment, and this must be obtained to achieve ultimate health. One issue in the process of ultimate health is the monotony that seems to overpower people while they work at it. Exercising every day, eating right every day. Heck, just saying it sounds boring, and I'm an addict. One way to truly prevent boredom from setting in is by developing wonderment. Find a thrill in the everyday. Look for it. Look hard and deep. It's there. It's just muddied by the pressures and stresses of life. So how do we lose wonderment? H.L. Mencken said, "The problem with life is not that it's a tragedy, but that it's a bore." As I have explained, I'm not by any means a wise sage or philosopher. I am, however, an observer. Dealing with people one-on-one as I do in my practice, I have come to learn a commonality in just about everyone I see. Part of health and joy is wonderment. Translating what I see and hear in my practice and then having the opportunity to watch my daughter live life, I see an immense contrast. People have lost wonderment. Why? Again, and only as an observer, I feel it's the everyday stresses and demands that overpower our vision and senses and place us in the daily grind of survival. Stresses, jobs, relationships, money issues, all these things become horse blinders. Our vision and outlook are narrowed. We focus on the next paycheck, our current problems at work, the future, you name it. Whatever your personal reason may be, it has consumed you and taken your wonder with it. It's happened to me, and it still happens to me. It happens to all of us. So what can we do about it? How do we get that powerful anti-aging tool back and put it to use? Obtaining and maintaining wonderment. First and foremost in the quest for wonderment is the realization that nothing matters, yet everything is important. That's right, nothing matters. Everything eventually burns. Your house, your car, your bills, your money, all of it will be no use to you one day. What am I saying here? It's perspective. Gain perspective. If you were stripped of all your worldly goods, both assets and liabilities, what's left? I'll tell you what's left. Your health, family, friends, relationships, and an absolutely beautiful world to live in. Green grass, majestic mountains, inspiring sunrises, awesome storms, beauty in everything you can behold. Even man-made beauty in skyscrapers, large buildings, and computers is wonderful. The ability to obtain wonderment is right outside your door. Look for it. Get inspired by it. Become awestruck by it. Become awestruck by everything around you. Everything within earshot, eyesight, or touch deserves it. Wonderment can also be obtained by searching out God. As I have mentioned in my dedication in this book, to joy and optimal spiritual health, though not a discussion of great detail in this book, are essential as many of the portions of this book are. Look up, not around, when facing life's problems and changes. I suggest reading Rick Warren's book entitled The Purpose-Driven Life, as it provides a 40-day progression towards optimal spiritual health, which, as I stated before, is essential in overall optimal health. Become amazed by simple things. Think of the mechanics at work every time you take a step. Balance, joint movement, environmental awareness, time muscle contraction, blood flow, nerve signaling. Oh my goodness, what an amazing thing. Become amazed by simple things. Think of what it took to build the building you're sitting in right now, or the car you're listening to this podcast in right now. Think of the sky. How high is it? Why is it blue? There are, of course, answers to a lot of these life questions, but that's part of the problem. Let an astrophysicist tell you how high the sky is, yet maintain your wonderment with its beauty. That brings me to my next point. Question everything. Nothing should ever fear questions. No government, no idea, no religion, no person, no place, no thing. Become like a child. Let simple things amaze you so you know the mechanisms of air travel. Look at the size of a 747 and be amazed that that thing can get off the ground. The best way to become childlike in your outlook on life, in my opinion, is to start hanging around with kids. Why do you think grandparents love their grandbabies so much? Because of the family heritage? Maybe. That'd be a boring answer. The answer of someone lacking wonderment. I think it's because they bring back wonderment, joy, simplicity, and thoughtfulness. Youth is restored when youth is sought out. I cannot stress enough to my clients, to you, the reader or listener in this case, your quest for ultimate and lasting health will be stopped in its tracks unless wonderment is allowed back into your life. It crept away. Now go grab it, get it back, and hold on to it. Get up tomorrow and do it again. Seek it out daily. Your body, your mind, your emotions, your family, your friends will all thank you for it. Ultimate and true health will be lacking without it. And then to read a simple table I put in the chapter, table 11.1, simple steps to wonderment. Look up, not around. Question everything. Become amazed by simple things. Find some children to play with. Gain perspective. Nothing is worth not being happy and healthy. Use the KISS principle of life. Keep it simple, smarty. So that is wonderment. Again, absolutely impossible to obtain health without it. The entire RecoverMe philosophy banks on wonderment as we look at all aspects of your health to help you survive day to day. So one more time with the quote from Gandhi to let it settle in. Let your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. Until next time, Warren Willey, take care, God bless.
Thank you for joining Warren on the RecoverMe podcast with Warren Willey, your guide to living a naturally healthier, happier life. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, or wherever you find your best podcasts. To connect with Warren and the community, learn more about naturally healthy living, and claim a free resource to improve your health right away, visit drwilley.com. You'll find all of Dr. Willey's resources there, including best-selling books like Better Than Steroids, The Z Diet, What Does Your Doctor Look Like Naked? And his latest book, Obtainable, Enjoy the Body and Energy You've Always Wanted, Beyond Diet and Exercise. That's drwilley.com, drwilley.com. And until next time with Warren, get fit, be healthy, live life.